Hello everyone, and welcome to Watches Wednesday again. My name's Chris.
And I'm Bryan, and we're the Watch Guys.
So what we have today is a piece that is a little bit difficult to go and see in person, and we're really happy to bring it to you today. It's the Rolex Daytona Cosmograph. It started off in 1960 with the model 6239, and the one we have here is reference 116500LN.
Yeah, the Daytona is really a great watch. Back in the early 60s, it was actually named something else. Back in 1963, it was actually called the Le Mans, as far as Le Mans racing. And then in 1964, it was changed to the Cosmograph Daytona.
Made famous recently by Paul Newman's watch, Paul Newman's Rolex Daytona, which, to the best of my knowledge, has sold at auction for the most money ever for a wristwatch. And the total with fees at Christie's auction was over $17 million. The early editions of this watch have become very collectible, and now even the late models are hard to go find in person. So we're really happy that we have one to show you here today.
Yeah, so we're gonna pull this thing out, and Chris will go over some of the specs about it. But as he said, here at Watches at Wall Street, we're all about trying to find the hard to find pieces. We want you to be able to come into our location here at 72 Wall Street and be able to see things that you just can't walk into a store and see anymore. I want to take the watch off, and Chris is going to go over some of the cool technical features of it. So kind of get a feel for it.
So one of the most common features of this is a chronograph. One of the most common features is the markings on the bezel. It's referred to as a tachymeter.
What's that?
A tachymeter, it's spelled T-A-C-H-Y-M-E-T-R. And on a watch, it's commonly used to measure speeds over known distances. So one of the stories I like to share is if you can imagine you were at the Bonneville Salt Flats and you knew that the measurement that a car was going to travel was 1 mile. You could press start on the chronograph, time that event, and then the bezel will indicate to you the miles per hour. So I'll demonstrate real quick here. So some of the features of a chronograph, we usually refer to these are called pushers. This would be pusher A and pusher B. So just let me get it started here. I just started the chronograph, and you can see the chronoseconds hand starting to move. I'm gonna let it go for a few seconds, and with our given 1 mile distance, we'll see how fast this car is going. So I'm gonna stop it now. When I reference the chronoseconds hand, in that short period of time, if a car traveled over 1 mile, they'd be doing 245 miles an hour.
That's moving.
Yeah, that is moving.
Maybe it's a motorcycle, not a car.
I know, right? So another real easy thing to look at the bezel too is if you're measuring the distance of 1 mile, a car would travel 1 mile a minute. And then coincidentally, if you look at the numbers on the bezel, 60's at the top. So in 1 minute, it would be 60 miles an hour.
That's really cool that watch can do all that stuff.
One of the things we're trying to do here at Watches on Wall Street is provide a place for you to come and view in person Rolex watches that are very difficult to find in any dealer. And we have a great selection here, and Bryan and I always look forward to showing you what we have in stock, and we can always get whatever reference number you prefer. So make sure you let us know.
Absolutely. We can't wait to see you.